Hi guys, and welcome to another Sailing Nendaz video. In this video, we totally refit the navigation table. We build an entirely new distribution panel, we fit all our new Garmin gadgets, and we fit our Raspberry Pi battery monitoring system. I'm running a few jobs at the moment, like a few different jobs all at the same time. Just because I'm getting sick of, like, I don't know, doing battery cables. They're all electrical jobs, so now I'm doing the distribution panel instead, which is also just slightly daunting. So I've been doing this in stages because, yeah, it's just a lot to look at, isn't it? As I said before, I'm not an expert, so I'm just painstakingly going through each wire, checking what they're wired up to on the other side, and then labeling each wire so I understand it. So they're all pretty much labeled up now, so you know, like water pump, cabin lights aft, deck lights, blah blah blah. So, to the eagle-eyed amongst you, you may have noticed that at this point in time, the nav table and the saloon are still varnished wood. There's no white paint yet. Some of the footage is slightly out of sync in its timeline. This is a deliberate decision that we made so that we can create a single episode focused on just one particular task or boat job. The reality of boat projects is that we have about 10 jobs on the go at once, while we're researching for parts, buying them online and waiting for deliveries. A lot of the lead times, especially on electrical equipment, has been huge. We've been waiting months for some of it because of the global chip shortage. So if we didn't do this, then I'm afraid you wouldn't see any of the finished projects for many episodes to come. You'd just see lots of half-started projects. If it looks like I'm living on the boat alone, it's because I am. I moved down to live on the boat a week before Flick and Walter joined. This was so that I could do the battery and Victron Multiplus installation, have some space to run all the cables, and make unlimited mess. Okay, both of my bill switches gone. Look at that. That's the old distribution board. So all it is, it's just a piece of plywood with the holes cut out. Plywood is just wrapped in this black stuff, and it's kind of just like a black sticky tape, and it's like a matte black. I actually quite like it. And this distribution board, I was really tempted to keep it, but one, this battery selector functionality doesn't actually work, and I just don't need that functionality. All it does is confuse people who come on the boat, and it's just seen better days. The other thing is, I'm not actually 100% sure on this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any of this is fused. Oh my god, look what's just happened. So we got a little Dyson Hoover Mobob to try and make the boat nicer, hoover up all of like 30 years of in corners of rooms. I've just tried to figure out how to empty it. I pressed this button, the big red button, pressed it, this thing popped up. I didn't realise the bottom falls out of it. I am super excited and super proud of what I've achieved, because I'm like a total novice at this sort of thing. I've just learned everything by just going on going on YouTube and watching videos, and obviously doing lots of reading as well. So, I mean, the way I seem to learn nowadays is YouTube videos to get to grips with it and figure out whether it's even possible for me to do something or achieve what I'm trying to achieve, and then I will read more, research the products, blah 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 blah. Keep reading, keep watching videos. I end up watching some of the same videos, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times over, until I feel like comfortable enough to actually give it a go. But yeah, So exciting. And actually for like Plymouth or British springtime, it's actually a really nice evening. Look at that. It's beautiful light. And I treated myself to dinner at the like local marina restaurant, which is like just over there, that building in the distance, which is like sort of there. The other thing I've been working on at the moment is like the Garmin AIS, VHF, all of the electrical equipment or nav equipment like install. So I've spent a lot of, well, this morning or this afternoon now, just reading the manuals, basically trying to learn how you install these things. So this is our Vespa Marine AIS transponder. We've got VHF down there, which I'm going to install now, hopefully. We got, this is some of the wind kit, and then yeah, so the boat is a proper mess at the moment. This is the GPS, and somewhere in here is our chart plotter. In fact, there it is. So I'm going to try and install a lot of that today, hopefully, but we'll see. I've been trying to get to grips with, you know, an NMEA 2000 network, so I had to go at like building all the little T connectors today, and I think I figured it out in my head. I mean, this yellow cable is basically the power cable that feeds the whole NMEA network, and each one of these connectors, you've got what they call a drop cable, and each drop cable feeds power and data to a device. So we've got a few devices that are going to be on the distribution board, which is, you can see this is the cutout piece of wood for it. This is our chart plotter, this big one. This is the switch panel. This is our Victron Victron touchscreen thing. And here I'm going to have the VHF, I think, or possibly here, and then I've still got the two bilge alarms, which will hopefully fit there, or on top of each other, and a couple of DC sockets will go here as well. And I think that's it for this board, because we're not having radar, so nothing else has an interface. There are some little screens over here, which is for the wind instruments, and we've also got an autopilot to install one day when it finally arrives. But I think those screens are all going to go up top in the cockpit. The job right now is to open up this VHF, which is down by my feet, and then I'm going to, hopefully it comes with a template, they normally do, and I can chop out the template for the VHF, and I can chop out the two bilge pump templates, and then a couple of DC sockets, and then this board is ready to be wrapped. Yeah, it's exciting, because then we can hide like all of these cables, and I know that Flick will be super happy, because I think she's getting fairly stressed out about the state of the boat at the moment. I don't mind. I mean, this is messy, like you can see this mess. This is like, this is about the limit of what I can handle, but just because then you end up losing everything, you can't find anything you want, and then it's actually really unproductive, because you spend half your time just searching for tools. Getting all this nav equipment installed is going to clear a lot of space, going to get rid of a lot of boxes, going to get rid of this wood that's just floating around, and it's going to hide all these cables, and it's just going to feel nicer. So yeah, I'm super excited, and I'm going to crack on. Okay guys, I have cut out my templates for everything on the distribution board. Top right corner, you've got the touchscreen for the battery. It's the battery monitor. Then you've got switchboard with all your switches, distribution board. You've got your Garmin chart plotter here, Garmin VHF. And then the two rectangles, you've got the two bilge pump / alarms. And then the two circles at the bottom, you've got your 12-volt cigarette lighter, like plug socket type things. And I've dry fitted everything, so I've stuck them in, made sure the hole is big enough. But here is an example. This is this vinyl wrap. I've got to unfold this, peel back the sticky layer, and basically cover the entire board, I think is the way I'm going to do it. Cover the whole board, cover all the holes, and then with a Stanley knife, cut out the holes. But I want to do it in a way that it means that the vinyl sort of wraps around the edges. If I don't wrap the vinyl all the way around, you might end up with seeing like a sliver of wood or something, which will be really annoying. And this is the Raspberry Pi Victron like battery monitor that I made, and that is flush mount to the LCD screen, so it's really tight margins there. So I've definitely got to be careful there with how I do that. Yeah, so gonna crack on, wrap it up. Okay, so I'm about 3/4 of the way through vinyl wrapping this board. This is the back side of it. This is the front, and that is also the orientation. It's getting there. It's quite hard. I think grey is actually, in hindsight already, not the best colour, because what happens with the grey is it's just really easy to see all the little lumps and bumps and the occasional bit of dust or something that gets under there. Hi guys, I've just been having a little sit down and a survey with Walter. Good evening, sir. Hello. It's the morning, it's not the evening. Look at this, big changes happened yesterday evening. I did not film it, but I started installing a lot of the bits and bobs on the nav panel, which is cool. I'm excited. Congrats on making it this far through the video. Not many do. If you're enjoying it, please give us a like and consider subscribing. It's free to do, and it makes a huge difference in keeping us motivated to make more videos for you. I installed 2 little DC sockets. We've got the 2 little bilge switches and alarms, and obviously all of the switches aren't labelled up because I'm probably going to move them around. I haven't decided. I'm kind of running out of switches already. I'm thinking I need to consolidate some so they're all just operating on one switch. But all of these top like 5 are just like nav lights. You've got like anchor light, steaming light, deck light, nav lights, and masthead light. I'm tempted to like get another little distribution panel, maybe put it on that panel there, and that would be like a small panel that would just control like boat navigation things. This hole, you'll notice, is missing, and this is because I tried to be clever last night, and it turns out I'm not very clever. I tried to like hardwire the Raspberry Pi straight into a USB cable, so the other end of this is hardwired, and I plugged it into the Raspberry Pi, and it just went like pop, sizzle, puff. It went pss, pss, pss. Basically, I've just killed the Raspberry Pi because this is wired into a 12-volt system, like hardwired into it, and I just tried to plug it into a Raspberry Pi that only takes 5 volts maximum. So I've just totally fried it. It was smoking and it's dead. It won't turn on. It's quite annoying because these are really hard to get hold of. It still saves money overall compared to getting the Victron Cerbo GX and the touchscreen that goes with it. To get a new Raspberry Pi, it's like 65 quid, so not the end of the world, but really annoying because it didn't need to happen. That's the first electrical mistake that I've made, like big one, where I've actually killed an electronic device. And I think that's actually not bad going because this is the first time I've done any of this, like 12-volt wiring. And look, if that is the worst thing that happens, then I'm pretty happy because it's, yeah, I'm feeling like as things go, that's quite minor because it cost me 65 quid. And I've learned a valuable lesson. But it's better than, say, like getting the new Garmin equipment. Today I've actually got to do some work, not boat work. I've got to do some work to earn some pound notes. So me and Walter are on the boat working, and Flick has gone to a cafe to go work. She could work here, but I don't know why. Maybe she doesn't like my company. But today I did quite a bit of like tidying up the wiring and installing the new Raspberry Pi touchscreen thingamabob. And I flush mounted this to the nav table, so like it looks pretty smart. It's like boom, right up against it, just with some double-sided sticky tape. Basically all of the nav stuff is going to be here, so everything to do with actually sailing or moving the boat is going to be here, whereas everything like interior or living day to day will be over here. Wired up the AIS today, and that's really cool because now if you go on one of those tracking websites for AIS, you can see us, which is really good. So I've wired that up because that has, we use one cable that goes down the mast, one VHF cable that goes down the mast, and it comes into the nav table here, and then behind here we've got this VHF splitter. Separate story, but if you're wondering what this is on my head, my nose, is I basically fell down the stairs to the companion, from the cockpit to the galley, those things, yesterday, and I was wearing glasses, and I basically smashed, like nutted my head into the perspex like roof, and yeah, it cut my nose and it's bruised.
And we have a wedding that we're going to in 3 days.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that. I'm gonna look like a thug. So I've created my little template here just by placing the switchboard on top, sort of in reverse, drawing around it, double checking the width and the height of my drawing to create this outer box, then just measuring, I guess, like how much leeway I've got from the edge here, this edge, to actually where the components need to fit through the hole in the wood, and then drew a second box. I also just took a measurement from the corner of the components there, 10.5 centimeters, 12.5. Okay guys, holes cut, panels in. So I've vinyl wrapped the panel here, and the cutouts are all done. I've done a dry fit of the switch panels and they fit really nicely in there. Next step is, I've already started, I'll just show you what I'm up to, is these two distribution panels, they obviously need a positive that goes to them, positive wire. I've cut off the old connectors that it came with, which is these little doohickeys with a little crimp terminal on the end. I've put my own like 6mm lugs on and heat shrinked. So now I can put a bolt through the middle of here, stainless steel bolt, and connect the two up, so that then they both have a positive permanent live. The only thing I need to do now is, obviously this is not actually connected to any sort of battery bank. So what I need to do is take down this distribution panel. It's this thick cable at the back here. This is the 12-volt feed for the distribution panel here. It runs along here and comes up through that hole. In fact, you can see it there, that thick red cable. So what I need to do is chop it somewhere here and then connect it to our bolt setup over there. This is going to be a bit of a hassle, I think, but yeah, let's crack on. I'm not going to even try and film it because it's going to be quite fiddly. This is the nav table. All of the electrics are fully installed. New switch panels, 1, 2. Then obviously not labeled up yet. I need to do that this evening. But this is all of our domestic things. So all of the lights, all of the domestic water pump, shower drain, maybe an electric toilet in the future. 12-volt sockets you can switch on and off there. Whereas this one is all of our navigational boaty things. So ignore the stickers because they're now old. But they are for the turn the nav equipment on and off, the bilge pump on and off, on all of the deck lights, mast lights, nav lights, anchor light, and it also turns the anchor on and off. There's an anchor relay there. Yeah, that looks so good. Because now we've got these nav, you can see my hand is being lit up. We've got this uplight, LED uplights which shine up on top of it, which is really nice. And this spotlight is now wired in, which previously wasn't. So we can have these as their own separate little lighting circuit, and it's smart. I'm gonna go for a little wander with the boy because he's really needy. This is what he's doing now. He just sat right by me crying. What do you want? Yeah, okay. We'll go soon, I promise. Maybe we go for a walk? Yeah. So he wants to go for a walk. So we're gonna go do that. And then I could this evening wire in the 12-volt supply for the Wi-Fi setup, which is my job I wanted to do this morning to start on. And then we could get the 4G internet set up. And his crying is getting louder and louder and louder, so I think it is time to go. Goodbye. Hi folks, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It makes a huge difference to us, and it helps us stay motivated to hopefully create better videos for you.